Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about LCX, aka Liechtenstein Exchange. And with that being said, let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So, first and foremost, I'm just going to warn you guys a quick ahead of time. Most of the time when I'm making these videos, I'm recording it a little bit ahead of time, so price action might change by the time that this actually does go fully live. But what I am watching for on LCX is more so kind of centered around what is going to be happening this week coming up, which again is Wednesday. I want you guys to understand and prepare for Wednesday. That is when we will see the FOMC meeting and what happens after. More so, I just kind of made a video on Q&T, and I was talking to you guys a little bit about what happens at that FOMC meeting and what could happen within crypto. So anything under 75 BPS, which is base points, we will see the market have a slight recovery move, aka a relief rally, but it won't be, an extremely long rally. It will be short-lived. But if we don't have 75 or under, and we actually have 75 or more, we will see this market have a little bit of a cascading factor around it. So I'm definitely watching LCX for a little bit of some nice lower price action. I did buy 25,000 LCX today. A lot of people are saying SEC, is coming after this, regulated. They said, what a scam. This is basically the gist behind it, which is exactly why I bought in. I share with you guys this, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this, is because when we look at XRP, so currently XRP is trading at about roughly 36 cents. But during April of 2021, we hit about $2. Mind you, XRP crashed substantially when, the SEC, started to go after it during the SEC lawsuit. Here you guys have it on the chart. One second, let me zoom in. So here is November on XRP when it really kind of wanted to break out. It hit 70 cents. Didn't really get back into it. It kind of had a little bit of a fall in December. Then it had this nice little spike up, looked like it was about to go for another run, and then here is the 20th. This is when the SEC lawsuit came out, and you see the cascading factor around it. Now, during this time, nobody really wanted to touch XRP. They were like, all right, I'm not touching it, it's a scam, it's this, it's that. SEC, is going after it, it's going to go to zero, blah, blah, blah. And this is when, a lot of individuals were, just scared to buy XRP. A lot of people did buy it at this time, and they did reap the benefits of it. And this is also my idea around LCX. I think that a lot of these tokens that the SEC is actually going after is a threat to them. I think that they see a lot of these assets as a threat. I think that LCX, with their digital banking scheme that they're trying to do, especially around crypto, they're trying to do crypto banking. I think that that is, something that is a threat to the current financial system. I think that a lot of these major, in quotation marks, centralized bankers are trying to get in on the racket and try to produce, almost like a crypto bank of themselves. And LCX is going to try to, basically compete with them. So they're trying to kill off as much competition as possible. I also think that this is why XRP was targeted as well. Remember what I said about XRP going after the monopoly that is the, of course, legacy financial system. You're not going to be able to go after that, very easily without being, majorly targeted. Now, the funny thing about LCX, so I actually have Etherscan open over here. First off, we're only at about 11,456 holders. How, ridiculous is that? And also, by the way, max supply, 950 million. Insane to me. $60.5 million market cap. This thing has so much potential. It truly has so much potential. I was actually looking at and calculating, our market cap at, 90 billion, what the price of LCX would actually be. And I was just in shock. Absolutely in shock. So, again, the future behind, LCX to me is kind of just, really looking at where we are going to head to within crypto and how far crypto could actually go. To me, when we really kind of look at LCX on the chart, I'm looking at two levels, and that is the 7.5 cent zone. If we break out of the 7.5 cent zone, we will retest this demand range up here at around almost 10 cents. And if we do kind of retest the 6 cent zone down here, that would be a great buy-in opportunity because that is a major demand zone. But I'm more so kind of eyeing these fib levels. Now, yes, I only have like the 68-cent zone to go off of because we are using Coinbase. We don't have that much price data off of like Coinbase. But I will say this, like the 1618 up here at about like $4 is something remarkable. I know that this isn't like incredible ROI that like a lot of people have been like talking about. But like this is just like the bare minimum. Like this would be about 56, almost like a 57x opportunity, which to me is pretty, cool. I think that that's fine with me. But I know that a lot of other individuals have their own idea on this. But do I think that like LCX could go much, much higher than that? 100%. I think that we could hit like, a $10 range. Remember, like we only have 950 million tokens out there, and like the circulating supply is about like 757.8 million. I think at like a $90 billion market cap, I think that LCX would actually be worth about $119, which is yeah, that's substantial. But also I was actually looking at the top holders, and to get into the top 500, you would need roughly 174,000 LCX, which is worth about $11,000. Now I know that that is quite a bit of a chunk, but I just want you guys to understand that like $11,000 to be in the top 500 for LCX compared to like something like Ethereum is nothing. I'm not saying that that amount is not substantial. I'm just saying it's nothing compared to like other tokens. Like if we go over to ERC20 top tokens, for an example, and we come down to, we'll just say like Matic, right? So Matic is a great example of this because they do have like over 465,000 holders. Like I said, we're actually very early within LCX being at like 11,000 holders. If we go over to the holders tab and we actually see this, so let's actually go over a few. So like here we are at almost 300. Here's 300 right there. We should be there at like about like roughly 11. So yeah, here we are. So just to kind of give you a quick idea, to be in the top 500 on LCX, it would be about $11,000. To be in the top 500 on Matic, it would be roughly $251,000. So like I said, it's a substantial amount compared to like, for example, LCX when you are trying to get into the top 500 on tokens like Matic. And just to give you guys a quick idea on like Ethereum, you're looking at like millions of dollars to be in the top 500. So again, I do think that we are extremely early within this space. Now, talking about LCX, we actually do see over here at EBC 2022, Monty Metzger and also Thomas Moser from SMB BNS discussing about the collaboration projects involving CBDCs. And listen closely to this.
And then you also do projects together with other central banks in collaboration. So there's something with France, I think?
Correct. Together with the Banque de France, we did a cross-border CBDC project, which involved the two CBDCs. Banque de France issued a digital euro, which legally they can't, but they did for the project at least. And we issued the Swiss franc as a digital central bank currency. And I guess in cross-border payments, it is clear that the legacy system, the traditional system, is very ineffective. So there are clearly huge gains to get. And but as with a lot of these projects, technically we showed in the project, and other central banks too, that it's feasible. It's doable. The main issues are the different regulation, different jurisdictions, and some legal questions. So in our case, the interesting thing about our project was that we had a common platform, but we had sub-networks. So each sub-network basically, for each country, a sub-network. So each sub-network could apply the laws that are relevant to the respective country. So that might be a way forward.
Okay, so let's sink that in. You said the legacy systems are not efficient. Innovation might open up new worlds. I often say blockchain is to the money what email was to the letter. So it's a technology which is eventually being introduced into these different sectors. And if we look at the financial markets as a whole, the vision is this ocean of financial markets, of monetary supply. But if you look closer, it's different liquids from like little oil to different kind of materials which do not mix well. So it is like different layers of infrastructure or silos which are hard to break up. And I think that's why the vision of blockchain and centralized digital currencies could be to actually have global access to these monetary systems.
And it's funny to me, right? Because like here you have the CEO and founder of LCX sitting with the Swiss National Bank, or an individual from the Swiss National Bank, talking about like the future of CBDCs and why, like, you know, blockchain itself is such a huge aspect to revolutionizing and fully disrupting the legacy financial system, which I've always discussed many times on this channel. We actually look at like QNT playing a pivotal role there, you know, XRP. There's a few other like, you know, networks like XDC, HBAR, etc. But also remember, LCX has connections and partnerships with QNT as well. I think that interoperability between legacy platforms to, you know, blockchain technology and just crypto technology in general, because again, like, remember, not everything is blockchain in this space. Like Hedera has its own consensus, you know, mechanism. Yeah, I think that, you know, interconnectivity, and I think that a lot of these use cases will be the key to, you know, disruption around like the legacy platforms. And it's also going to be a pivotal moment in history and time to be a part of this. I think that this is going to be one of the largest revolutionizing times in finance. And remember, like, you know, comparing it to disruptions within like other aspects of life, finance is going to be one of the largest, to me at least. I think that this is like going to be the biggest transfer of wealth in history. And also, talking a little bit about crypto exchanges and talking about, you know, LCX, we do see our crypto exchanges are to be chosen carefully. Let's find out what you should look for in a crypto exchange. And here's a thread on, you know, what you should be looking for. Like security, the first and foremost thing to consider while choosing a crypto exchange is to look at their security features. For example, the LCX exchange is compliant with 8 security regulations under the Financial Market Authority of Liechtenstein. Accessibility, sometimes you are not allowed to trade on certain exchanges, maybe, you know, because of the national or state regulations. For example, China has banned all crypto exchanges within its boundaries, so be careful about the accessibility of your exchange. Liquidity, your chosen exchange should have enough, you know, trade volume to retain relatively, you know, liquid holdings, meaning you can sell your assets when you want. Fees, all exchanges, you know, come with transaction fees. The exchange fees can be a percentage of your trade or a fixed price. So you should be aware of how much the exchange is charging you, you know, for your transactions. Like LCX exchange offers low fees with wide range of, you know, cryptocurrencies. And then of course, you know, coins offered. You know, all the crypto exchanges, you know, do not offer all the, you know, cryptocurrencies that exist around the world. Therefore, you know, before choosing your exchange, analyze, you know, what coins they are offering and what coins you are interested in. And of course, a lot of individuals are, you know, constantly saying like, but you are a security. Like, anybody that hasn't been paying attention to the XRP lawsuit is completely lost within like what the SEC is actually, you know, trying to say about crypto. I mean, I've said it time and time again on this, you know, channel. Like, the SEC is probably one of the worst agencies to ever touch crypto. And their pushed agenda and their enforcement by, like, their regulations by enforcement is just so stupid. And it's idiotic to actually try even harming this asset class when, like, the efficiencies that it offers, not only to, like, the legacy financial systems, but, like, even industries like healthcare, you know, legality processes, like, the potential around crypto is endless. And for them to continue pushing things around this space just for monetary value and, like, you know, upholding their ego is just a terrible way about going about things. And I've discussed this time and time again with XRP because, again, I think that XRP is so looked down upon in this market. And I think like a lot of individuals aren't paying attention to the fact that like this is all about crypto. It's not just about specific assets. Like, the SEC isn't targeting just XRP or just targeting the 9 crypto you know, projects that they just labeled the other day. They're targeting all of crypto. They're targeting all of crypto exchanges. They're targeting, you know, all crypto developers. People need to pay attention. People need to, you know, start reading things, start doing research, start understanding what this, you know, SEC, you know, agency body is trying to do, you know, for crypto. It's trying to, you know, basically kill crypto, if you will. And by the way, like, going about all of this about, like, you know, an exchange, I do believe that going forward, like, LCX could be one of the largest exchanges within the space. And it's funny because, like, that's not even like the only, you know, offering that LCX actually has. This is why I say, you know, you kind of compare LCX to other like exchange tokens like, you know, BNB, for example. sitting at the current market, by the way, a 41.7 billion dollar market cap. Absolutely insane. Or even like Binance just USD, their stablecoin, sitting at 17.6 billion dollars. But of course, like a few other ones, I know that a lot of people have compared, LCX to like Crow. Crow sitting at about roughly $3.2 billion market cap. I think at its like all-time high, it was like sitting at like $50 billion in market cap. Absolutely crazy. Like, think about the price per LCX. Like, we could actually do it real quick. 1 second. So let's go over to coin perspective real quick. And let's actually look real quick what Crow actually hit in terms of its all-time high. I know that it was like almost near $1. I remember like, crypto Twitter going absolutely crazy about it. So yeah, I mean, like it hit like 90 cents. I don't even know if that's like the full all-time high. So 96.98. Okay. So let's go to Crow real quick. And let's go to 96.98. So there we have it. And talking about this, it's funny enough. Look at the tokenomics on this thing. Absolute garbage compared to LCX, by the way. I'm not saying like Crow is garbage. I'm just saying like the tokenomics behind it are. So here you have LCX at that same market cap, and you can see the upside potential on this thing. A 700x if we hit the same market cap of Crow at its all-time high. I don't even want to share with you guys BNB. Like, BNB at this current time would be a 1,196x. I mean, it's I don't know. Let's go off of the total supply though. Still a 707x opportunity. Crazy enough, right? That's not even at BNB's all-time high. I think that's the craziest thing. Or like even going off of Dogecoin, right? We go to Dogecoin, I think it was like 74 cents because I've done this before. If we look at LCX at that, like look at the upside on that. A 2,781x. Let's go off of the total supply. 1,645x. I'm not saying that we'll get to that level this next bull run, but I'm just saying, right? Like long term, if you look at LCX long term and what they are offering, what they're trying to do I see a day where we are at $100 per token? By the way, like this is going off of like the total supply. So again, don't hit me in the comments saying, yeah, but you're not even going off of like the total supply. There's still supply. This is going off of the full-on supply, 950 million tokens. This is not going off the circulating supply or anything like that. This would be a 1,645x opportunity. And I know a lot of you are probably going and grabbing the calculator, looking at like what it would be worth at this price. It's truly something remarkable. I mean, like I could honestly invest money into this and let it sit because I feel comfortable being in LCX. Like cold storage all day long, by the way. Like get it off of exchanges. You guys do want to utilize my ledger link down in the description below in the comments below. You guys are more than welcome to. But I would store this thing long term. But with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. It says up to you all. Have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.